This is one of the underrated games, and I challenge myself to complete it 100%. You'll see the result in the next episode, but what happened in this episode you'll find out now. In the last episode I activated the 4 radios that were needed to open the gate. So there was a rocket behind the gate, with it needed fuel, so I scanned their locations and realized that it was a long journey, so I should first prepare for such a journey. The main goal will be to get a compass, so that I don't have to walk between the communication towers, and also to craft tools for installing modules. First I started with tools, because since I have maximum crowbar, I was able to break simple walls for passage, as well as benches and cabinets, from which ropes I need iron, so I immediately crafted the tools, as well as new clothes. At the moment I could only install 2 modules. The first is a radar for a zombie, and the second is a dial signal. That will not allow zombies to reset, and instead they will drop mana bits. But the modules only work in the server area. Okay, the compass requires 10 level, but that's not a problem. So I crafted it, so now my next goal is to progress a little on the quest with the dog. So when I go to the coordinates I started the challenge, which was a puzzle. After completing it, I got the dog, but I immediately fell into a stupor, because I couldn't figure out where to get it. To show how stupid I am, the quest told me to return to the hub in every possible way, but I didn't, so instead I explored the map. First, at the first location I completed a quest that was previously closed, and later I went there and rolled the map, simultaneously collecting materials for leveling, and also accepted the quest, harvested the harvest, went through the tomb. Died, fished for the quest, ride it with the wheel, died a second time, but in the end I decided to go to the hut, so now I stopped being lonely, and this means only one thing: I declare a duel between this zombie. The first smaller dog, the second from the back, a turn and nice, a fatal blow, and also knockout. Round number 2, bet with a sickle, cutting and knuckle, a move back and repeat the zombie around the last pass, but the player uses secret technique, and go! Okay, the next goal will be to go through these coordinates, although from the side it looks like I'm looking for something forbidden. When I enter the first trail I immediately spend the most time in it, because at first it seemed to me that one box should be on 2 plates at the same time, which was impossible. And in addition, they threw me 2 objects for the dog, which was confusing, although it had nothing to go with the test. But over time I realized that mine just needs to step on the 2 buttons, not at the same time. But for me it's also a problem, because I thought that the block should go it, not me. So it was a test of luck, but over time I was lucky to go with twist in one attempt. So when I reached the second stake, I realized that I could have stopped on the place myself. Okay, let's say that I'm stupid. After taking the reward, I went to the second challenge, before which I had to remember, but it was useless here, because strength prevailed here, so I received a color as a reward. On the way to the first challenge, the first day same, and I also got the 12th level, from which the bookmark scanner fell. Okay, having reached it. I said I reached the first challenge, there was a guinea pig arena from which I got a dog. Okay, now I'll continue the mail quest, besides I don't know the exact path to the north. And I also assume that there may be stronger enemies here. I'll at least explore and level up the machete that I opened from the level. I started with the nearest stone, it had everything I needed, but the quest was also not small. The main shortage was iron, which I could only get from a narrow list of items. But over time still a sufficient amount was collected, so at the moment the machete has become stronger than the sickle, but even it couldn't destroy everything, if so in 2 senses. Okay, I accepted another quest and went north, where wolves have bitten to death. On the way to the corpse, I came across another tomb which I'll immediately pass like the other, because the bush spears that fall from it is needed for the Dallas mission. Since there were no obvious passages to this region, I went around the perimeter, but that was also not very effective. Well, at least I would open the bridge, but there was already a passage near the next bonfire. But there was a new problem that didn't make me wait long. So I hurried to warm up at the new bonfire as soon as possible, but the zombie had another plan. Okay, this time I'll go around. So having opened a new area, I immediately wanted to get rid of this zombie, but for the modification I needed electric scrap. But you probably have a question, why am I Tom Red Hair? The answer is simple, it's because there are a lot of iron, and now I know exactly where to get electronic. So in conclusion, I explored the useful and not so useful artifact, and also upgraded something. Although the cult was strong further, but it's now critical. When I come to the place I realized that there was no way to get through without a queue. Also, I first broke what was needed for the collar, because these dogs was already starting to enjoy me by breaking everything. Okay, I need to find the queue. At first I tried to find a shorter way, but still I realized that it could be bypassed from the other side. On the way I met a town where I immediately crafted triple knives, and it was on target, because as I went further, I came across twin bosses. They were easy, but I was stupid, and no, I'm not stupid, so they are strong, because I was able to separate them, and thus kill them one by one. As I went further, I realized that the bridge was broken. Okay, I'll go around from the other side, but it's also closed, so I probably have to go from a boat in parallel with this walk. I also explored one of the best items. There are bandages. I think there are no worth explaining. On the way to the queue, I turned on another Dallas transmission, because the internal zombie only interfered. After walking along the highway, I finished from the right path, so all I had to do was make my way through this place. But first, I'll open the bridge. Now the long-awaited queue is behind the wall, with here everything so cluttered that I had to go through labyrinths. Thanks at least for the electric scrap from the computer. Having collected the queue, I immediately returned to the prison, and it, like all the buildings, was also cluttered, like my scoliosis. Well, what kind of planet is this? I would have shot this architect on the spot. Okay, I did reach the wharf, so before entering to fuel cell I level up a machete and bandages. But the continuation will be in the next episode.